if you don't really look at details, then you're really living life on a whim, and you might miss a lot of stuff, or you might miss a lot of things when you create. Because trust me, I feel the way I look at sneakers is a way that an architect might look at houses or buildings, skyscrapers, or a musician can just like pinpoint a certain chord and chord progressions and all this other stuff that is just deeper than the surface level. So where do I start? I guess I can start just acknowledging the fact that sneaker culture is definitely something that has developed throughout my life and is not the same as it used to be, or as important as it used to be when I first started. You know, I guess I could trace my roots back to when I first started getting into sneakers around high school age. Although my parents did start me off by getting me my first Air Force One in a toddler size, like 3. It was like a crib shoe, but it was an all white Air Force, and I only reason I remember that is because I have pictures and I still have the shoe somewhere. They kept it throughout all these years, and I think since then I was born to be interested in sneakers. Might have been a sign. But I think that realistically, my fascination for sneakers started when I was in high school, because throughout my life, I would get, the regular back to school shoes, but I guess my mom had taste. I think my taste comes from her, because she would always hook me up with a pair of all white Adidas Superstars, Shellheads, whatever you want to call them. And this is before I was even interested in what I looked like. But she would always hook me up with an all white pair every year. And I think that this is definitely something that I would consider a starting point, because it gave me the concept that white sneakers look great, and especially when they're out the box. Going back to my parents and what they thought of my sneaker collection, and when I would bring home shoes, they obviously at first thought it was a waste of money, because obviously you need your basics. Of course, you need your shoes, you need like the basics, and you need the necessity. But at a point it becomes over excessive when you see piles of shoe boxes in my closet. But I see it more than that. I see it as investment in timepieces and time capsules, because just like any collector, whether it be Pokemon cards, uh, NBA rookie cards, you invest the time into picking up this sneaker, putting it in your closet, and keeping it there, whether you wear it or not. Eventually comes a time where somebody is out there looking for it, just like rare Pokemon cards, or just like rare cards or rare stuff. Doesn't matter what field it is, just so happens to be sneakers. But sneakers tell a story. If you look at culture in general, um, I think another main point that got me interested in sneakers is hip hop. And when I started getting into hip hop is around the same time I started getting into sneakers, because I used to just not care about culture. I was very ignorant to the fact that this is all connected in one big organism, where hip hop is responsible. Hip hop would not exist without the sneaker culture. I feel as though that the sneaker culture definitely is paved by the influences that rappers have on people, and give birth to innovators and designers, the chase is part of the fun. Because if you go into a sneaker store right now and you see them on the wall, it's just honestly like it's not even just like a, oh, I just need every pair of sneaker type of thing. It's more of a, I need these. I need to go find these, and the search is on. So I think that's where the passion comes from. The passion and the hardships that come with it is the pain that you endure when you realize that you're not going to be able to get these sneakers. I don't really also consider myself as a reseller, because if you look at it as a perspective of buying a certain shoe just for the sole reason of reselling, I rarely do that. I usually sell for my personal collection if I do, and that's because the timing is right and I need to refresh my collection, and the ones that stay actually have a meaning, or a certain type of meaning to me. I'm actually into the culture, and I'm not just one of these people that are in it for the profit, which is why I don't consider myself a reseller. I just tend to sell my collection. I'm just more interested in the behind the scenes. Maybe selling one day, selling at a store where, you know, we run the culture, or like we shift the culture, where it's like the sneakers that you wear, you make the sneakers hot. The sneakers don't make you hot. It's more than just sneakers and clothes at this point. I feel as though that it's a whole world in itself, and being a sneakerhead is just a way of saying that you're part of the in crowd. Do I think that it makes a personality itself? No. I think that your taste defines you rather than what you have in your collection. What you decide to incorporate in your life and create is what makes you who you are. So everything that happens now is basically just like a time capsule into the future. And we look back at it now, or we will look back at it in the future and just think like, wow, like this is what we were on at this time period. And which is why I keep a lot of pieces and sneakers just for that, just because it just reminds me of a time period in my personal life that I was into this thing, and it makes me who I am today. The moment that made me realize that I'm in this for life is the feeling I got when I first got my Grail White Cement 3, and that's the same sneaker that I saw on Kid Cudi, the same sneaker that I would see in pictures and I would always want. When I finally got it, I realized that this chase is just one of the motivations in life that, you know, makes me realize if you don't go up and get it, you're not going to get it. Even something small like that, but it's an interest, and I could definitely put it in my interest where it's just a motivating force. So I feel like that solidified my relationship with sneakers, and if it wasn't for that, I feel as though that I would definitely be ignorant to a lot of aspects and cultures in different type parts of the world, and it's just, I guess, a gateway for me to listen to people's stories and why they create, and it kind of motivates me to be a creator. And me personally, one of my hardships is to really pinpoint what I want to create, but from what I'm studying and from what I'm observing, definitely motivates me. And I know it's going to hit me one day, but whatever happens, I know that I can go back and thank sneaker culture and how it became a part of me. It's just not just a sneaker. It's deeper than that.